Anaximander, a pre-Socratic philosopher from Miletus, was a key figure in the early development of Greek philosophy and science. Living in the 6th century BCE, Anaximander made significant contributions to cosmology, metaphysics, and natural philosophies. Examining his theories on the nature of the cosmos, the fundamental principles underlying reality, and his enduring impact on the history of philosophy. He was born in Miletus, a thriving city in ancient Ionia, modern-day Turkey, around 610 BCE. Little is known about his early life and education, but he was believed to have been shrouded a student of Thales, another prominent philosopher from Miletus. Anaximander lived during a time of intellectual ferment and cultural exchange in ancient Greece, and his philosophical inquiries were deeply influenced by the cosmological and metaphysical questions that preoccupied thinkers of his time. To understand Anaximander's philosophies, it is essential to consider the historical and intellectual context in which he was lived. During Anaximander's time, ancient Greece was undergoing significant social, political, and intellectual transformations. The rise of city-states, the spread of trade and commerce, and the exchange of ideas with neighboring cultures contributed to the flourishing of intellectual inquiry and philosophical speculation. Anaximander's philosophical investigations were motivated by the desire to understand the fundamental principles of governing the cosmos and to provide naturalistic explanations for the origins and structure of the universe. Against the backdrop of mythological and religious accounts of creation, Anaximander sought to offer a rational and systematic account of the cosmos based on observation, reason, and empirical inquiry. Anaximander's most famous work, On Nature, Periphyseus, is believed to have outlined his cosmological theories and metaphysical principles. While only fragments of his writings survived, later philosophers, historians, including Aristotle and Simplicius, provided valuable insight into Anaximander's thought. On Nature, attributed to Anaximander, is believed to have outlined his philosophical view on the origins and structures of the cosmos, as well as the fundamental principle underlying reality. Only fragments have survived. Later philosophers provide valuable insights into Anaximander's thought. To understand On Nature and its significance, it is essential to consider the historical and intellectual context in which Anaximander lived. During his time, ancient Greece was undergoing significant social, political, and intellectual transformation. On Nature is primarily concerned with cosmology, the study of origins and nature of the evolution of the universe. Central to Anaximander's cosmological theories is the concept of apeiron, often translated as infinite, or the boundless, borderless. According to Anaximander, the cosmos is governed by an underlying principle or substance that is infinite, eternal, and indeterminate. Unlike Thales, who identified water as the fundamental substance, Anaximander posited that apeiron as the primary element from which all things arise and to which they ultimately return. The apeiron is not specific material substance, but rather an abstract, undifferentiated principle that encompasses all potentialities. It is infinite in extent, lacking any boundaries or limitations, and serves as the generative source of the cosmos. Anaximander posited that apeiron as a boundless and interdeterminate substance from which all things arise and which they ultimately return. The apeiron represents an abstract, undifferentiated principle that encompasses all potentialities and serves as the generative source of the cosmos. Anaximander's concept of the apeiron is shrouded in ambiguity and open to interpretation, reflecting the speculative and abstract nature of the philosophical inquiries. While Anaximander himself did not provide a detailed description of apeiron, later philosophers and commentators have offered various interpretations of its nature and properties. One interpretation of apeiron is a physical substance or material principle that exists independently of the natural world. According to this view, the apeiron is a formless and undifferentiated substance that permeates the entire cosmos, serving as the underlying substratum from which all things emerge. In this sense, the apeiron represents a kind of primal matter or primordial substance that precedes the formation of the physical universe. Another interpretation of the Apeiron is a metaphysical principle or cosmic principle that transcends the material world. According to this view, the Apeiron is not a physical substance, but rather an abstract, ontological principle that governs the structure and dynamics of the reality. In this sense, the Apeiron represents a kind of cosmic order or universal law that regulates the processes of creation, transformation, destruction, and of the cosmos. Anaximander's concept of the Apeiron is often characterized by its indeterminacy and lack of definite characteristics. Unlike the finite and determined entities that populate the natural world, the Apeiron is infinite and indeterminate, lacking any boundaries, limitations, or specific quantities. It is beyond human comprehension and cannot be apprehended through sensory perception or empirical observation. The concept of the Apeiron holds profound significance in Anaximander's philosophy, as it has far-reaching implications on its understanding of the nature of reality and existence. By positing the Apeiron as a fundamental principle underlying reality, Anaximander sought to provide a naturalistic and rational explanation for the origins and structure of the cosmos. One of the key implications of the Apeiron is its role in the generative source of the cosmos. According to Anaximander, the Apeiron gives rise to the opposites and contraries that characterize the natural world, such as hot and cold, wet and dry, life and death. It serves as the creative force that initiates the processes of generation and transformation, allowing for the emergence of the diverse phenomena observed in the natural world. Moreover, the Apeiron serves as the unifying principle that underlies the diversity and complexity of the cosmos. Unlike the finite and the determinate entities that populate the natural world, the Apeiron transcends individual beings and encompasses all potentialities with its boundless expanse. It represents a kind of cosmic unity or cosmic order that unites all things in a single integrated world. Coffee. The Apeiron also has implications for our understanding of time, space, and existence. As an infinite and indeterminate principle, the Apeiron transcends the temporal and spatial limitations of the physical universe existing outside the confines of time and space. It represents a kind of eternal and immutable reality that underlies and permeates the changing phenomena of the natural world. Throughout the history of philosophy, the concept of Apeiron has been the subject of various interpretations and critiques. Some philosophers have interpreted the Apeiron as a physical substance or material principle, while others have viewed it as a metaphysical principle of cosmic order. The ambiguity and abstract nature of Anaximander's conception of Apeiron has led to diverse interpretations and debates among scholars and philosophers. Critics of Anaximander's theory of the Apeiron have raised objections to its abstractness, the lack of empirical evidence, unlike later philosophers such as Parmenides and Heraclitus, who offered more systematic and rigorous accounts of the natural reality. Anaximander's concept of Apeiron is often set as a speculative and metaphysical, lacking empirical support and scientific evidence. Moreover, some critics have questioned the coherence and logical consistency of Anaximander's theories of Apeiron. The concept of Apeiron raises difficult metaphysical questions about the nature of the infinite, indeterminacy, and the origins of the cosmos. And Anaximander's brief and enigmatic reference to the Apeiron leaves many unanswered questions about its precise nature and properties. Despite these critics, the concept of Apeiron continues to fascinate philosophers and scholars to this day, serving as a source of inspiration and inquiry in fields such as cosmology, metaphysics, and philosophies of science. Anaximander believed that the Apeiron gives rise to the opposites and contraries characterized in the natural world, such as hot, cold, wet, dry, life, and death. He proposed that the processes of generation and decay of the cosmos are regulated by the principle of justice, or equity, decay, which maintains a high balance or equilibrium between opposing forces. According to Anaximanders, the principles of justice ensures its harmony and the order of the universe, preventing a single element from dominating or extinguishing others. Anaximander's cosmological theories represent a significant departure from the earlier mythological accounts of the origin of the universe, which often invoke divine or supernatural explanations by posing a pyrrhon as the fundamental principle underlying reality. Anaximander sought to provide a naturalistic and rational explanation for the structure and order of the universe. In addition to his cosmological and metaphysical speculations, Anaximander on nature also addressed a wide range of topics in the natural philosophies of ethics. Alexa, stop. He sought to provide naturalistic explanations for the origins and properties of the natural world, drawing upon observations of the physical universe and the speculative reasoning. Anaximander's theory on the origin of life and the diversity of living beings is particularly noteworthy. He proposed that life emerged from a primordial substance or mixture of elements that existed in the early stages of the cosmos. Anaximander believed that living organisms evolved gradually over time through a process of spontaneous generation, driven by the interactions of elemental forces and environmental conditions. Anaximander's theory on spontaneous generations represents a departure from early mythological accounts of the origin of life, which often involved divine or supernatural explanation. By offering a naturalistic explanation for the emergence of life, Anaximander anticipated later developments in biology and evolutionary theory, laying the groundwork for the scientific study of life and its origins. In addition to his contributions to natural philosophy, Anaximander also addressed ethics and moral questions on nature. He believed that the processes of generation and decay in the cosmos were governed by the principles of justice, which maintains a balance or equilibrium between opposing forces. Anaximander's emphasis on justice reflects his belief on the inherent order and regularity of the cosmos, as well as its commitment to the ethical values such as balance, harmony, and moderation. Anaximander's On Nature has a profound and lasting impact on the development of Greek philosophies and science. His cosmological theories, metaphysical principles, and naturalistic explanations laid the groundwork for subsequent inquiries into the nature, reality, and origins of the cosmos. Anaximander's emphasis on naturalistic explanation and empirical observation paved the way for the development of scientific inquiry in ancient Greece, setting the stage for the emergence of natural philosophy and empirical science. Moreover, Anaximander's philosophical insights continue to resonate with contemporary thinkers and scholars, serving as a source of inspiration and inquiry in fields such as cosmology, metaphysics, and ethics. His concept of a pyrrhon, in particular, has captured the imagination of philosophers and scientists throughout the ages, prompting reflections on the nature of the infinite, indeterminacy, and the origins of the universe. In conclusion, Anaximander's On Nature represents a significant milestone for the history of philosophy and science. His cosmological theories, metaphysical principles, and naturalistic explanations laid the groundwork for subsequent inquiries into the natural world and the origins of the cosmos. Anaximander's emphasis on naturalistic explanations and empirical observations continue to influence philosophers and scientists to this day, serving as a testament to his enduring legacy of his thought. In addition to his cosmological theories, Anaximander made important contributions to metaphysics, a branch of philosophy concerned with the nature of reality and existence. Anaximander's metaphysical outlook was deeply influenced by his cosmological views and his quest to understand the ultimate principles governing the cosmos. His concept of justice reflects the belief of the inherent order and regularity of the cosmos. Natural philosophy. Anaximander's philosophical inquiries extend beyond the cosmology of physics and encompass a wide range of topics of natural philosophy. He sought to provide naturalistic explanations for the origins and properties of the natural world, drawing on observation and empirical evidence. Anaximander's, in conclusion, philosophies have a profound and lasting impact in the development of Greek philosophy and science. His cosmological theories, metaphysical principles, and naturalistic explanations laid the groundwork for subsequent inquiries in nature and reality as the structure of the cosmos. His emphasis on naturalistic explanations and empirical observation paved the way for the development of the scientific inquiry in ancient Greece. His rejection of mythological accounts and favor of rational and systematic inquiry represent a significant shift in philosophical thought, setting the stage for an emergence in natural philosophy and empirical science. In conclusion, Anaximander's philosophies represent a significant milestone in the history of philosophy and science. His cosmological theories, metaphysical principles, and naturalistic explanations laid the groundwork for subsequent inquiries into the nature of reality and the origins of the cosmos.